Welcome back to the Dr. Nina Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nina Savell Rocklin, and I am super excited to introduce you to my next guest. Dr. Theo Kasuli is a leading mind-body healer, a board-certified chiropractor, and the author of 8 books, and counting, no pressure. He has an incredible story of personal transformation, and now he helps others heal too. Welcome to the show,
Thanks
Dr.
so much.
Kasuli.
Thank you so much. A pleasure being here with you. The second time we're seeing each other.
Yes, I know, because your story was so amazing. I just had to share it with this audience too. So tell me, I just mentioned your story of personal resilience and transformation. Tell us about that.
Well, you mentioned chiropractic, and I also got into hypnotherapy. And hypnotherapy actually opened up my mind to exactly what is possible. And as a chiropractor and hypnotherapist, things really have changed in the way that I actually take on patients and how I help them. So my personal story was one of a lot of adversity. I had semi-paralysis in a pool accident. Someone actually was on my shoulders, fell and took my head with them, snapped my neck. I had paralysis in my left hand and also my heart and my chest. My lungs were having a difficulty moving. That was the actual first incident that brought me into chiropractic. But other situations like the heart surgery afterwards also made me think about hypnotherapy and how does hypnotherapy in my mind work with healing. Can I heal myself quicker after the surgery? I was given a prosthetic valve from a cow, a bovine valve, which is keeping me alive now. Twice I went through open heart surgery. I also dealt with a lot of bullying as a child. I almost committed suicide. And it was a tough road.
At a young age.
At a young age, yes.
Yeah.
At a very young age. It was just much stress, and you see what's going on today, and it breaks my heart also to see how kids are dealing with what is going on in society. It's a very tough thing, and that's what my passion is, to talk to the children from a young age and move forward. If you can program the mind from a young age and move forward from there, you really have a chance of changing not only the child's life, but also the society and the world in general.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do as an analyst, is I have to deprogram people. Right. If you can get them early, I would love for my job to be no longer needed.
Yes.
If we can have
at
a society.
At
yes.
some point,
wouldn't that be
we
great?
graduate.
Okay, yes. So what do you think it was? What was the transformative moment that made you say, you know what, I'm not going to kill myself. I choose life. And then not only that, I guess I'm asking you more than one question in one question. More than that, like to choose to make a difference in other people's lives.
Great questions. All great questions. Now, the first one, in the bullying situation, I remember being in the middle of the bathroom and looking at the mirror, and I had razors to my wrist.
How old were you? I
was about 10 years old. Now, I didn't keep a diary or anything, so I believe it was between 10 and 15 years of age where the bullying was the worst. I remember that, I just don't remember exactly, because it was just a continual download of negativity from all these other people that were picking it out. I was the smallest in my class. I was easiest to be picked on about. I was loving people. And I was getting so much negativity from all my classmates, because I was also the smallest one and easy to pick on because I wore weird clothing, because Grandma used to knit me some sweaters I would wear to school. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I learned, everything helped me learn. And as I kept moving forward in my life, I almost wanted out many times. It wasn't just at that time. When I got the diagnosis that I had cardiomegaly and that my heart was going to burst, and the doctors gave me 8 months left to live.
At the age of 28?
At the age of 28. I had my life flash before my eyes, literally. I thought all the things I didn't do in my life, the things I said I was going to get to later on, the regrets I had, the relationships that were unmended, all these things got me to think, well, if I die on that operating table, what's going to happen? Who's going to come for me? Where am I going to go? So it really opened up my eyes and thought process to, hey, you have to do some research here, buddy. Do you want to come back? Do you have the intent to come back? Do you want to leave? Is it your choice? Is it some other godly force? All these questions really ripped at me internally, and it built the structure now that I actually teach from. And I'm very happy that a lot of people are coming to my office and gaining the clarity and the clear thinking that's leading to a better life.
Now, I just doctor-patient confidentiality, but I also know you post certain things on YouTube of the transformations of your patients that you can talk about.
Right.
What comes to mind as the most amazing one, or the one that means the most to you?
Well, they all mean much to me. Each one of them is teaching me something new. So every patient has their story. It's difficult to say just one story is my favorite. But there are certain ones that stick out to me. Patients that basically have gone through so many medical techniques and methodologies, then they come to me as last resort, and I'm able to help them unlock a part of their health that they have basically been immobile or unable to move a body part or something for a long period of time. Because of my own personal experience, I'm able to do that. So it's almost as if it's like a prophecy fulfilled, that I had to go through it myself in order to understand, to help other people. You know, everything from neurological issues to spiritual, internal, emotional things through the hypnotherapy and the chiropractic. So I was able to marry them both. And I perform different methodologies like hypnochiro, basically a mix of hypnosis and chiropractic, and also using Kirlian photography and different things to see the energy and the aura of people's chakras.
What photography?
Kirlian.
Tell us about that.
Kirlian photography is a very simple, basic understanding of picking up energy waves from the biofield of the human being or plant or anything that's alive, and it actually transfers it through a color in a computer model and gives it to you as a visual representation in front of you, so that you can say, okay, it's green now, it's turning red, what is she thinking, what is he thinking, what mood is he in, what energy pattern is he displaying now after treatment. And you know what? It was amazing to see after an adjustment on a patient, the energy just go wild. And that was for me a very opening key to my professional career, because all my instructors told me that I work with innate energy as a chiropractor. I open up the energy of the soul. I said, yeah, whatever, right? I didn't believe any of that until I saw it. So after graduating and a couple of years into practice, I teamed up with an inventor, Guy Coggins, and he said, you can use my Kirlian imaging photography to do therapy. We've done it with psychics, we've done it with readers, we've done it with all these different Reiki masters and healers, but I don't know with chiropractic. I was like, I'll be the first one to do it with chiropractic, and let's do it. So we did it. I looked at it right there on the monitor, and it was as true as the nose on my face. It was real. And that gave me the solid perspective that this can be taught and this needs to be taught. And from there, 8 books have come from meditation and deep channeling and energy. And actually, I want to talk about those in a second. But what I want to tell patients is, you're not just what you see. You're far, far more. Far more. And if you can understand that and learn how to access that, because it's been toned down from when we were kids, you know, systematically just deprived and pushed down and suppressed. But if you can tap into that, something glorious will happen in your life. And it did for me.
You know, if you weren't a chiropractor and transformational healer, I think you would make like a great preacher. I'm like, I believe, Dr. Kasuli, believe.
Well,
wow.
Well, part of being a doctor, as you know, is being a teacher.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And when you know something that's true, you're passionate about it. So that's basically why you say that, and I appreciate that, that colorful depiction.
And I know that your passion also comes through in your books, and you have 8 books now. To
date, 8 books. I've co-authored another one with another author, so 9 in total, but 8 that are in my series.
Which is the Be a Master of.
Yes, beamaster.com is the website, and it's for people who are looking above and beyond the ordinary. You know, I don't like to work with people who are just happy with what is. I want people who want to push the limits and the boundaries of their life. You know, I work with CEOs, celebrities, people who are basically thought leaders, and those who are spiritual leaders and powerful people who want to move things in society. You know, leaders like yourself. You know, that's the most important thing for me, passion-wise. And until somebody has basically come to that point where they're really questioning their life in a positive way, it could be negative too, but you got to look at the positive and try that first. Until they do that, they really don't serve themselves as well as they could be.
Well, what I find in sometimes working with celebrities is that when you come from a place of ego and you want to achieve something for your ego, it's going to be an empty, like a Pyrrhic victory. You get it, but so what? But when you come from a place of, I need to make a difference, I have knowledge and I need to change the world, help the world, I have something to say to people, that is coming from a place of passion and caring and wanting to help. And that is what makes, I think, the message, people can feel the difference. You may not be able to photograph it, but you can feel it. So tell us about the books.
Well, the books basically connect to the most important things I thought and my patients thought that really changes their life. I have got different books. The first book is Be a Master of Maximum Healing. Now, Be a Master of Maximum Healing has to do with how I got myself out of the jam of, hey, I got to recuperate after this heart surgery. I recuperated in 45 days when they told me I needed 6 months to a year. I was back in the gym pumping iron. Now, I don't say you should go out and do the same thing, but I know for myself that if I do A and B and C, that I'm going to get the next possible outcome. So Be a Master of Channeling Spirit is my latest book. Now, Be a Master of Channeling Spirit is this one. And it's an amazing book of opening up the unseen, the interdimensional healing. And that's what I'm going into now, is interdimensional healing. Working with people and seeing their problem or their challenge from a different light using mind, hypnosis, and chiropractic. So in between that, we have everything from weight loss. Be a Master of Self-Image is this book. Be a Master of Self-Image helps people without any drugs to actually naturally lose weight. I know you're a fan of that. That's what you preach also, and you're excellent at what you do. This is my chiropractic take on it. Be a Master of Success, how to succeed in life and the principles around that. It's not specifically money. It's basically the success principles that all the greats use and also have helped me in my life. I'm a doctor in Beverly Hills, where I came from a very small town in New Jersey. It's not even on the map, hardly on the map. Be a Master Self-Love, the key. The first one, and
to everything.
To everything. Now, this book was my 6th book. However, it is one of the best-selling ones because people start there and then they find themselves and they start to go from there. Okay? Be a Master of Sex Energy. Now, this isn't what people think. People think mostly that sex energy is just about sex. Well, it's greater than that. It's right here. You want the best sex of your life? It's right here. You want to attract the mate of your best opportunities of life and leading a passionate pleasure? It's up here. And it basically is how to use your neurology in hypnosis to hypnotize not just yourself, but also your lover, to be with you and love you and respect you in a way that you need to be respected. So sex energy is obviously just, everybody's interested in that topic, but it's a neurological book and helps people understand in reality what's going on with the chakras, with the energy patterns, and how to use your energy in a positive way. Be a Master of Your Reality, an amazing book that actually uses envision boards to actually create the life you want. 6 months to a year, this thing will change your life. It's the workbook for all the series. But I can keep going on and on. There's just more coming as well.
No, you've got almost everything covered. I don't know what else might be coming, but you've touched on all the things that so many people deal with. So many people have problems with self-image, self-esteem, weight, sex, all of that. But I'm sure that what all of them have in common is it comes from your belief about the beliefs you have about yourself and the beliefs you have about the world. And so much of what you do is helping people recognize what do they believe that maybe they don't even know they believe with the unconscious, but that it affects so much of their lives. We believe in that. We understand that. We know in our therapies and our patients how their lives change. It's important for people to know that their belief structure that has been built over the last couple decades of their life is conscious, and then it becomes subconscious. Right. So, but they don't know how to unlock that. They think also by just going straight into hypnosis that they're going to get the results that they want. Sometimes that's not the case. Most of the time, I like to work on the conscious mind for a while before I even go into the subconscious mind. Directly going into the conscious mind, it helps you a pattern in this life, in this knowledge, in this waveform, before you get to the other waveform underneath, which is basically the subconscious. But the subconscious, that's why some people can do hypnosis and then they don't have the results that they're expecting. But if they did first conscious work before they did the subconscious work, they can clear both
both atoms, I like to say. You know, and then your house is very, very clean.
And by working in the conscious realm first, then you build trust with your patient.
Exactly.
And because
And
someone's
that's
not going to let
powerful.
you into their unconscious when they don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, who are you trying to get in there? No.
There's so many walls, you know, you have to
Yeah.
break that critical factor and go into healing of the subconscious. Only when the person can relax, you know, hypnosis, as you know, very important that the person is thinking and relaxing of the person guiding them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I know that you also are a big believer in the spiritual power of healing. Tell us about that, because the word spiritual is one of those words that people use in so many different ways and have so many different meanings. So
Indeed.
how do you define it, and how do you use it in the way that you see healing?
People think that the energy that they call God has nothing to do with healing. There's a lot of people in academia that actually say that healing has nothing to do with God. I like to beg to differ. I believe for myself, a knowledge of a higher power and knowing and the connection to the higher power gives you that hope and that ability to sustain through the difficult times. And as we know in the placebo effect, when somebody says something, even if it's not real to them, but if they say and they get the thought process that, hey, this drug may happen to heal you, they get well. And there's a lot of, since 1950s, that has been shown that that is an actual study that was done on placebos, and they found that that it is true. Placebos are a real thing.
And not just drugs, but operations. People think they've had operations, and they really haven't.
Yes. Yes.
But they think they've had it.
Psychic surgery.
And then everything changes.
Right. So the belief system,
Yeah.
we can say, well, what is that? It's
Yeah.
the belief system. And if we do go into interdimensional healing in the future, which I believe is now here, and I'm loving that I'm able to tap into it and lead the way in many aspects. But the more that we do that, the more we open up and we understand ourselves, the more we're going to understand that because of the power that we have in the breathing, in the heartbeat, in the blood flow, what is that? That it is God force. And I like to talk about God force because everyone has it in them, but they're not tapping into it. And I like to lead people into that aspect of God force. Now, religion, they say, oh, well, you're a religious man. Not necessarily. Now, religion is a box belief. I am a spiritual individual that is in a human experience, and I'm trying to connect as best as I can with the higher power, or the higher mind, or God, to give me the information I need to lead a very purposeful, joy-filled life. And I want that for everybody. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, and when you say God, what you mean by God and what someone else might hear as that can be different. It's more about the sense of a force or something
Yes.
bigger than us, or the Force. If you're a Star Wars
The
fan,
Force.
it's the Force.
Well, every
Yeah.
hero's story actually talks about that, looking deep within and finding something powerful to move yourself forward, right? It's the hero story across the board since the beginning of time. And if people want to connect to somebody who was physical, that was on this earth and did it physically, well, then you have the Muhammads, the Buddhas, the Jesuses, etc. For me, I was born in a Christian box, basically, Orthodox, Greek Orthodox. And I look at the religion and I said, thank you for that first step in understanding my power. But you have to look above and beyond that and also get connected. For me, it's Jesus Christ, and that's my personal Lord and Savior. But I connect to that and I ask, what is it you taught? Not what the church taught. What is it you taught? Because over the millennia, there's been many people who have basically taken that or hijacked Jesus or hijacked whatever religious figure and put whatever they want, their human bias into it. So it's very important to go into the beginning teachers of the master.
No, I can tell you have put a lot of thought into it and experience. So, so much is going on. I also know you have seminars. You've got a lot going on. If people want to reach you and find out more about you and about your upcoming seminars and buy your books and meet you, how do they find you?
If they resonate with the information and they feel like it can help their life, I'm more than happy to sit with them, talk with them, maybe make them a patient if they're suitable for that. They can find me on beamaster.com for all the teaching materials. The seminars are coming, Kasuli Method Seminars or kasuliseminars.com. drkasuli.com is my personal website. I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, all the other social media. If you want help, I will bring it to you the best way I know possible. But be ready. Don't come thinking I'm going to do all the work for you. I'm going to lead you in your journey. It's your journey. You come to this life by yourself, you leave by yourself. And only between the beginning and the end are the teachers and the students and the masters and all these different things that are going on. Find the people that you have a clan with, that you resonate with, that is your tribe, and then get also the instruction from people who have been the path before you.
All I can say to that is amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much for being here and for sharing
your
wisdom and your knowledge and your wish to help. For everyone out there, they'll be lucky to become a patient of yours. So thank you, Dr. Kasuli.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nina, for having me. A pleasure.
Thank you. And that is our show for today. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Dr. Nina Show on Focus TV Network. See you next time.
Amen. Can I get a testimonial?